Good morning, Magicals, and welcome to your Monday chakra reading. I got it right this week, not like last week. And also, too, who's a clever little lesbian? I sewed up some blackout curtains. I always had the opportunity to get some fabric and sew up some curtains. So hopefully, without the light pouring in, it's going to be a bit of a better kind of vibe for you guys on the other side of this. So here's hoping. Okay, guys, so welcome back to our space. Thank you, as always, for being in our space with me. I'm so honored and humbled to be in this space with you. You kind of know how much I love my time with you. And today's chakra reading, I'm just going to say this very quickly because I don't want to engage with this energy. But I do feel that the base chakra has come up for a very specific reason. The reading is separate to this, so I just want to make a quick note of this. Our base chakra is our animal instinct chakra. It's fight or flight chakra. It's ruled by the glandular system that works with chakra is the adrenal glands. This is very much about our survival. Okay, so I do understand that there is a huge tapping into energy, especially obviously South African energy. There's a huge current of fear. My first message to you this morning is I got a little bit caught up in it yesterday as well, and then had to step away completely. It became overwhelming. So instead I went and did something creative. I sewed the curtains and sorted out the house and just kept myself really busy the whole day. My suggestion here is I can feel it in the collective. It's understandable. Ground yourself. You'll see that we've actually got a grounding card today. And more than that, I'm going to say to you, just pray. All right. Devotion is huge. And I know that we all say, well, what's one person's prayer going to be? But if that one person adds to another person, I'm very seriously contemplating just putting a little thing up on my Facebook page about the Ho'oponopono, because it's a beautiful clearing prayer. So I think that maybe is the way I'm going to go for today. But just try and keep your energy and your frequency up. Okay. The more as light workers and as awakened souls we can keep our energy up, we raise the general vibration. Okay, so I don't want to be doom and gloom. I'm not focusing on that. I've got a crazy busy day today, so I can't. But I just want you to be aware of your own personal energy today. Okay, which is why I think this is one of the reasons the chakra has come up. But the chakra message for us is a whole lot more delightful. Okay, so we start off with this card here, Earth Magic. Okay, just give me a second. Maybe that sounds a bit better. There we go. Okay, Earth Magic. You can see now the backlight is kicking in. I can't win with this bloody lighting shit, seriously. I speak to the dead. What more does the universe want from me? Okay, so this is very much about, you see here, barefoot in the ground. This is grounding into it, okay? Think about this logically. When we want stuff to come to fruition and we want our lives to grow and we want to advance in our lives, all right? We need to stay connected. We need to be in a space of level-headedness, of rationality, of no fear. We can't make good decisions in our lives if we're coming from a place of fear. Absolute fact, all right? Which is really what about the base chakra is about here. So this is very much about saying to you, stay grounded, stay connected. Think about a little seedling. Its roots have to go into the earth. It anchors itself in the earth. It supports it. It gives it the foundation it needs in order to allow it to grow up. Okay? So it can go as deep as it needs to go in order to stabilize its growth on the top. This is very much what this card feels about. It's an incredible energy to wake up to on a Monday morning. What beautiful energy to have this feeling of development and growth and ability to move forward. But in doing so, we need to actually be grounded. And I know that that's I'm going to say moving up rather. I feel like this is an expansion thing. This is not just about moving forward. This energy very much feels about going up. So in order to go up, as crazy as it sounds, our roots need to go down. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful energy to start the morning with. Really gorgeous. Okay, the first one that comes up, Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. Okay, now again, if you are rooted and you're grounded, all right, your instincts are going to be more accurate and they're going to come from a place of authenticity and not fear. All right, they are absolutely going to come from a place of authenticity and not fear. The minute you are scared or you're nervous or you are, that's not your intuition talking. Those are the little the programs and the hurtings and the woundings and the mental stuff that you carry, that's what's coming through. All right. So, guys, please be cognizantly aware of this today. Be very careful of what your thought processes are, what your mind is telling you. But then take a moment quietly and cut into your gut feel and go, how does it actually feel to me? Not how does it sound to me? Okay, there's a very big difference between that. So follow your intuition. And it's so funny that we've got the animal instinct card with the gut, with the gut. My diet is getting to me with the base chakra. All right, because it's very much about that kind of energy. All right, the next card up. Oh, I love crows. They did so. Okay, autumn. Here. Release the old and rest. Okay, bearing in mind that if we're working with the cycles of the year, for the southern hemisphere, we are in the winter cycle. All right, this is a time to rest, to recalibrate, to plan for the future, to go, okay, so we've got harvests, we're going to be planting seeds in spring. What are our seeds going to be? Okay, this is very much about it's almost like a passive preparation, is what Kelso is saying to me, where we do it quietly and calmly. There's not a lot of physical activity around, so it's not like we're outside prepping the soil and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm using a garden analogy, sorry, but I'm a garden witch. What do you expect? But this is very much about planning and going, okay, and coming from a place of calm and assuredness, okay, listening to what your intuition is telling you, listening to your guidance, but coming from a place of calm and still and assuredness, okay? So beautiful energy. Oh, look, you got autumn and then spring. How's that? Spring comes along, that little hare. The hare is connected to Aster, who is the Germanic goddess of new beginnings, all right? And it says here, see your seeds grow. Okay, this is also the place where Easter comes from. The Christian thing of Easter actually comes from the Germanic goddess Aster and her cycle of new beginnings. Okay, so this is very, very, very much about then watching it happen. Okay, but we have to go through this phase here in order for this to happen. All right, and I know at the moment, I feel like because of the universal circumstances, and it is a collective shift that we're all going through and we have to go through, but I think that people are just like desperate to get things done, desperate to want to go to places, desperate to do things, to move forward, to get better, to to be better. A lot of people are on the other side of that are just feeling absolutely exhausted and are just like, we can't do this. This is exhausting. But this is very much about taking the time. All right. This grounding phase here is also a recuperation period. Okay. Think about it. When you're grounded, you're getting your soul nutrients. You're getting the meditation. You're getting the energy from the earth. You're getting what you need. All right. Just like the roots of the plants get its nutrients from the soil, we do too energetically. Okay, from that period, that energy of being grounded and what we need to do spiritually in order to be grounded. Okay, without those soul nutrients, our dreams cannot flourish. We can't be growing higher. Okay, so then our outcome here, well, the last few cards to go with, crossing bridges. Okay, it's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Just saying. The release card. Okay, so this is very important, guys. This is now about going into yourself, listening to your intuition, your internal GPS, going, okay, what needs to go? We keep on having these things. The universe keeps on giving us these messages, and not because it's got nothing else to say, but because it really does need us to move from away from what's no longer serving us. Okay, so what I do want to say though is she's not only being lit by the moon, but she's got a light here, which is always a symbol for like a lantern. A lit lantern is always like, for me, spirit guiding, but she's actually crossing the bridge. She's walking away from whatever's on this side to whatever she wants on this side. So that was so close. God, I nearly dropped that card. So she's walking away from the autumn energy and she's moving into the spring energy on this side. Okay, so there is still progress. It's not like there isn't. Fogged in. Go slow, take time. Okay, this is not a rushed process. I hate these kinds of cards when they come up because I feel like it's a direct dig at me. I'm like, but it's not a rushed process. You cannot rush this, okay? This is something that has to unfold as it's meant to. We do what we can on the physical. We do our very, very, very best to listen to spirit for guidance, okay? And then we go from there. I do want to just quickly add something. I've been reading this book on Ascension, and it's actually, it's a Diane Cooper book, and she gave the best explanation for connecting with spirit, okay, and for how meditation helps us and stuff like that, okay. So basically, she says, before we come down to earth, we get this game plan, we get the map, we're going to be put into a forest, and we have to overcome whatever we have to face in this forest, okay? But before that, before we come down, we get given the map, we get shown everything, we come down and we forget, which is, we all know that. We don't know what our life plan is when we get here. We know when we make our contracts, but we don't know when we get here. And she says, what happens is, when we start moving through this, the connection with spirit is like a two-way radio. And she said the two-way part is the prayer, the devotion, and meditation. All right. And what she says is that when you start meditating and you start actually hearing the spirit stuff and you wait for the responses, okay, and the responses don't necessarily need to be a voice in your head. I think that was probably one of the most profound things for me. I do look for signs. I'm a big sign girl. But the voices don't necessarily need to be in your head. It can be somebody saying something to you and you go, oh God, that's the answer I needed. Or seeing something flash up on TV or a billboard or whatever it is, okay? But when we become more devout, and it doesn't matter who you pray to. That's not even that's not even a thing. It's just your prayer, the energy of prayer and faith, and your time and your solitude and your quiet and your space of reflection. Okay, that activates the two-way radio. And I think it's a beautiful way to describe it. I think it's a gorgeous way to help people understand that that is our help. That is our NavSat. Okay, that's going to help us get through the forest that we've contracted ourselves into in this lifetime. So I know it's a little bit of an aside, but I think a lot of people are really struggling at the moment. And I think a lot of people are struggling to get their minds calm in order to actually move into a space of meditation. So I'm going to say it the last time. I always say this. Find a way that you're comfortable with. For me, it's on the grass with Delilah, a cup of tea, watching the sunset, okay? And I get my clearest messages because I'm so present and so grateful and giving thanks in that moment that everything else falls away. Okay, so just remember that. You don't have to do meditation like everybody else does meditation. Find a way that's comfortable for you. All right, guys, love joining you this morning. I hope that you have an absolutely, absolutely incredible week. I'm setting the intention for all of you and holding space. I will touch base with you tomorrow morning for your morning message. So, sending you big loves, and I'll chat soon. Big loves.